So what's up, YouTube? It's your girl Dior, and I'm back with more.
What you gonna do with them? What you gonna do with me? Pop off, yeah, yeah. Pop off, yeah, yeah. Pop off, yeah, yeah, yeah. Pop off, yeah, yeah. Rockin' Louis V clothes, I got ice cream stones.
I just want to say, if you're returning to my channel, thank you, and if you're new, welcome. But stop what you're doing. Go ahead and subscribe. So today, as you can tell by the title, I'm doing box braids. I know y'all probably like, Danny, why you keep coming on here looking like you don't love yourself? But you know, it's a bum day because me doing box braids probably take about 6 to 8 hours on somebody else's head, so there's no need for me to get glammed up or dolled up in my own house. And on top of that, like, yeah. So this is just gonna be a video of me kind of giving you guys like a rundown or a tutorial, I guess you would say, if you don't know how to do it already, and just me showing y'all how I braid hair on someone else's head. So without further ado, let's just do it. So the materials needed for this hairstyle is your braiding hair, of course. I use Expressions 84-inch only because it's convenient and it's more hair once you cut it. Any type of grease of your choice, beeswax to keep the hair firm, and then of course you're gonna need your brush, comb, whatever you need to part and detangle your hair, and last but not least, some scissors to cut the hair in half. So first and foremost, before I do anything, I'm gonna go ahead and undo her little twist in her head. She just did that so her hair wouldn't get, you know, tangled up, but I'm not undoing the whole hair, just the bottom part, so the rest of the hair won't get in my way. Now that I finally got this long ass hair out the pack, I'm just gonna go ahead and unravel the braid and start detangling it a little bit before I cut it in half and brush it with the vent brush. Now that you cut the 7 feet piece of hair in half, you're going to take a brush or whatever you need to go ahead and brush through the hair so that it's easy for you to take the hair apart and get the pieces needed when it's time to braid. So after I comb through and detangle her hair, I'm just taking the rat tail comb and parting her hair into 2 sections or 2 rows for me to start off braiding, but I'm going to cornrow the top part just to get it out of the way. Now that her hair is sectioned off, I'm just taking the bottom row and dividing it into, I think, 4 sections and separating them so I can go ahead and start on my first braid. Now that I have the hair separated, I'm going to go ahead and take my first piece of braiding hair and I'm going to stretch it out by dragging the ends of each other in opposite directions just to make the hair longer. Now you're going to take your grease or whatever you use and put it on the piece of hair that you're about to braid. So you're going to take the smaller piece, put it over the big piece, and take it and loop it like this, so it should look like this. And this is how you get the braiding hair into 3. Okay, so now to explain, whatever piece of hair you're braiding, you're going to section it off into 3 pieces and take your braiding hair while it's divided into 3 and put it on top of the natural hair and start braiding. Well, grip as you braid. I'm going to slow it down for you guys and show you exactly what I did. And even though the braiding hair closely matches her hair color, a way to tuck the hair is to put it behind the braiding hair as you braid. As you can see, when I braid, I put like the pattern, I plait to the back. So make sure that you put the natural hair behind the hair as you braid. Okay, so boom, fast forward, her head is magically done. The braiding process probably took me about 6 hours, 6 to 7 hours, but right now I'm just taking some scissors and I'm going over all the braids that need trimming. I'm just cutting away the flyaways. Also, in between clipping her hair, now would be a good time to put on some hot water so you can dip the hair. Pause. Listen to me very closely. When you're hot watering hair, you want to make sure that you're going up and down in a fast motion, only because if you leave the hair in the hot water too long, it tends to curl up or make the ends look scraggly. So I had to learn this the hard way. Make sure that when you're hot watering hair, make sure you do the ends up and down like you're constantly in motion, because if you let it sit, the ends will look like curly fries and we don't want that. To make sure that the top strands of hair get hot watered, you're going to take a rag and kind of dip it in the water and wring it out and put it over the top of the braids just to soak it and make sure that everything looks the same once you're done. So once you're done hot watering the hair, this is the best part, y'all. You're going to take the mousse just to kind of cool down their scalp and just to make sure that if there are any more flyaways, that you can just tame them down and have the braids looking shiny and new. Now I'm taking edge booster, edge control, and I'm just going over her edges with the edge brush, and you basically done. So if y'all want to fast forward to the ending product, then let's go. Okay, so this is the ending result. Like I said, all in all, it probably took me about 6.5 hours, maybe, including, you know, the trimming and hot watering, all that. But yeah, all my braids, same size, all of them match, all my parts good. So this is just me showing you guys how to braid. I hope you learned something from this video. If not, feel free to criticize in the comments. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back. Bye, Dior Dynasty.